3, 2, 1.
Hey, Fright Freaks! Welcome to Happywax TV, and we've got another Doom Gorim report for you.
All right.
Recently resurrected by this guy over here, Mr. Happywax.
Oh, it's a team effort.
And I am Axemaster.
Yes, you are.
And glad to be back. And we got a review of a new flick for you tonight. From, I guess it'd be 2018, right?
Yes, it would.
It would be Winchester.
Winchester. Based on a true story.
Winchester. Yeah, based on a true story, yeah. You got Helen Mirren in there, which
So sexy.
I didn't even know she was in there until we got there, and I was sitting there in the movie theater going, it looks like Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
It was.
It
So,
was.
because it was her. And then some lady named Sarah Snook. A guy named Jason Clark is Dr. Eric Price.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Snook is Marion Marriott.
Mm-hmm.
And a few others that,
Mm-hmm. And the Sprague brothers directed this,
yes.
who have some pretty good movies out.
There's a lot of brothers directing, eh?
Yeah.
You know,
Wachowskis too.
Wachowskis.
So, or Wachowskis, yeah. But these Sprague brothers are good because they did Daybreakers, and I love that movie. So good vampire flick. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So what'd you think?
I liked it. I know that Mrs. Axemaster wasn't very fond of this one. I don't know why, but I thought it was cool. It was like I thought the sets were cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes place in the 1800s, obviously, or actually early 1900s, and you know the story's based on based on a true story about Sarah Winchester, who was kind of building this house into kind of a monstrosity of weird rooms and
Yep.
staircases that ran up into the ceiling and disappeared.
Yep.
And it sort of goes into the story about why she was doing it, which was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's super scary.
No.
But,
No.
you know.
But so for me, this was when I heard about this movie when it first came out, when they first dropped the trailer, I was intrigued because back in the day there were a few. Before there was internet, there was In Search Of, hosted by Leonard Nimoy, and there was That's Incredible, and that was. I mean, they talked about Amityville Horror. They
it was
talked.
incredible.
Yeah,
It was
and
incredible.
ghosts and all sorts of shit. That was our internet back then, and they talked about this story here, and I always thought it was cool about, like you said, staircases that lead nowhere, endless amounts of rooms, constant construction, pretty much 24/7. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I was just a little kid back then, and I was like, why the fuck is all this being done? Do you know what I mean? So, but so when this came out, I was intrigued because I've never really researched it much because honestly, I kind of forgot about it. You know what I mean? So. And then I heard about it again, so it kind of sparked my interest. And, I thought, well, I'm a lazy fucker, so instead of doing research on it, I'll just go watch the movie and find out why she's building all these rooms. So,
Yeah.
so. But, okay, so I think at this point we're going to get into spoilers. Okay? So, because we gotta talk about this movie, so.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen this movie and you don't want to hear, more about it, then just stop watching now. But, okay, so you've been warned. So,
Yeah.
okay, so for me, I liked everything about this movie except for the ending. I thought was kind of a cheap, kind of a cop-out, and I wasn't a big fan of the jump scares. But I did finally like, finding out why she was building all these fucking rooms, or at least a little more detail as to why, and why certain rooms were built. And
Yeah, it's kind of like guilt, right?
mm-hmm.
So the idea is that she felt haunted by all the people that had died from at the hands of Winchester Arms. So
Yeah.
basically, she started building rooms to contain their. Did she do it because she was trying to contain them or confuse them? I'm not
No,
sure.
it was, remember, I think okay, I could be wrong, but I think didn't she build the rooms? It was the scenes in which they were killed in, so that they could have some sort of peace, because she would go in
Right.
and
almost tell them to leave.
yeah, like they would
Yeah.
talk to her and make them rebuild this room so that they had some comfort. And I don't know if they either lived in that room for whatever, but it was something so that they could live in peace, because they were in that turmoil of being murdered or whatever they were by these rifles, right? I
Yeah.
think that's what that's why she was building them. So most of them,
because she'd do the automatic writing and get it from the ghost, and then
Yeah.
basically design another room.
yeah. So most of them were in peace, and then there were a few.
Should design your house that way.
Yeah, but there were a few asshole ghosts that didn't want to do that. So it was kind of cool how they were nailed in there, right? And I guess that's where they kind of
Right. Yeah.
13 nails.
13 nails. Like they never really said why the 13 nails.
No,
But
but that was kind of cool. So and then the gist of the story, but again, this is where like what's real and what's not, right? Because the whole Jason Clarke character, Eric Price, he goes to give her a psychological evaluation on behalf of the company, right?
Right. Yeah.
To see if they can get her out of there, so that they can take it over fully. If they can prove that she's nuts.
Corporate takeover.
Yeah. So at that point, I mean, this is where Hollywood would take over because.
Yeah.
We don't really know if there's any ghosts there or not. Do you know what I mean? So, but I thought it was pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? So,
Would you stay the night?
I don't know if I would try. I don't know if I could, but I mean, I'm up as long. Well, I mean, if you're there, why not?
Oh, I'll stay. I don't
Yeah,
care.
fucking fight
I'll
you.
sleep at the top of the stairway.
Yeah.
That goes into the ceiling. Doesn't bother me.
So I don't know. It was pretty cool though. I wouldn't mind seeing that house for real.
Be kind of neat.
It would be. So it's just one of those things you see when you're a kid. You know what I mean? And then when you see it again, like 35 years later, you're like, holy fuck, yeah, I forgot about that. You know what I mean? So and it is pretty cool. And Helen Mirren, she killed. I mean, everybody in this movie I thought was really good. So I just didn't like the ending. It was just one of those cheap kind of a cop out endings, and it was kind of silly in my eyes, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, and I gotta tell you, I hate these fucking movies where the ghosts have like these supernatural fucking Avengers type powers, you know what I mean? But again, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, this is fucking retarded because, you know, this guy just got shot, his brothers got shot, and that's why he's haunting her and he's able to destroy this house. But then I think it was you said that there was an actual earthquake.
Yeah, 1906.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that made more sense in this movie. But I'm not a big fan of when ghosts can hurt people and you can't fight them back. Like if they can touch you, then you should be able to fucking touch them. But there's so many, it just drives me nuts. It's one of those things about horror movies that irk me. And this happened here. I thought when this ghost is going around destroying this house, but then it made sense that there was an actual earthquake going on, which is why it actually happened. So I calmed down a little bit and, you know, picked my popcorn up from throwing
Yeah,
it all.
you know, I mean, like for some of the horror movies that are out there right now, it's this one you can do a lot worse than this one. I'd give this one probably about a 6 out of 10. Maybe.
Yeah, I would say a 6
5.5,
too.
6,
So.
something like that.
Yeah, I liked it though. I just didn't like that. I'll tell you, out of all the jump scares, which I don't like, you know what I mean, and the creepy scenes, the scariest part of this movie was when they showed the actual picture of Sarah Winchester at the very end.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay to the very end of this movie.
That's creepy.
When they show the picture of her sitting on that carriage or whatever, Jesus Christ, is she fucking freaky looking.
She's freaky
so,
looking.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, just talking about it.
And we've seen a lot of freaky looking things in our time.
horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horror movies.
I want to bring home life into this
No.
review.
No,
So,
of course not.
anyways, yeah. So I don't know. It was okay. 6.5 or 6 for me, 6 for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't the worst movie. I've seen a lot worse. That's for sure. I mean, we sat through some fucking stinkers. I'll tell you that much. So this one was doable.
Ghost Lake.
Yeah. Holy fuck. So, but anyways, yeah.
Alright.
Ghost Lake and Fog remake. Fog,
Jeez. Don't say that word.
Fog remake. Sure. Okay.
All right.
Anyways, okay. So, hey, Doomgorium's back. We're going to be doing reviews and lots of other stuff. And, yeah, we're back in action. And if I can figure out how to fucking work Skype and other stuff, we'll get fucking Chappie in here, too, because I know
Chappie.
he's dying to come back.
Maybe see if we can locate the long-lost Carl Headblaster.
Yes.
You never know.
Yes, we'll dig him up, too.
Might be out there somewhere.
Yeah. So, it'll be awesome. We'll get, like, a podcast thing going. Holy fuck.
Maybe rescue Jimmy from the dungeon.
Jesus.
He's probably a little mad at us, though. I don't know if Jimmy is mad.
He's a scary motherfucker.
It's in right there. Anyways.
Okay,
All right.
anyways, guys, yeah, so, yeah, well, I mean, make sure you subscribe. Want to build this community up again. And, you know, leave comments. And when you do subscribe, hit that stupid little bell icon, because I got a funny feeling we're going to be pumping out lots of videos. And if you don't hit that bell icon, then YouTube has just decided that they're just going to notify you whenever they feel like it. So you actually have to hit the bell icon and hit always, and then anytime we post, you'll get a notification. So, but without hitting that stupid thing, then it's just whenever they decide to send you a notification. So hit it, and yeah, become a part of the community, and big things are on the way. So yeah, and all right, I guess that's it. And until what's that?
More to come.
More to come, and until next time, guys.
Stay scared.
Stay scared.